I don't think America's ready. I don't think America's ready for a female president. You know what? I'm a black man, and I absolutely do not want another Democratic president in there. I think we should give the Republicans another try.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that video I did yesterday was absolutely viral with black people coming out against Kamala Harris. Now Charlamagne, oh man, they got to hear the truth from real black people about Kamala, and they don't like it. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Get you one of these shirts. Link is in the description section. We have a whole bunch of new shirts that we're getting ready to release as well. But if you want one of these shirts, we're going to cut it off at some point because we don't need to keep getting sales. And for anybody that have experienced a little bit of delay, you have to understand thousands of people bought this shirt. And so most people got their shirts on time. But if you haven't gotten it on time, just be patient. We sent out an email. Your order should be shipped to you very soon. It should be within the next couple of days, okay? And if you have any problem ever on Tatum Store, there's a customer service line. All you got to do is go to the store, look at the customer service line, click customer service. We have full-time customer service that you can communicate with. So if you're missing an order, anything happens, contact our customer service. Don't complain and be, why didn't they get call customer service, they'll get it fixed for you. We take care of all of our people, all right? Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I have never been happier than to see black people waking up to what's going on. And I've never been happier to see virtue signaling black people have to digest what real black people who are on the streets, in the streets, living in the communities, what they're actually experiencing. Charlamagne don't live in the black community. I'm gonna put my life on it. Neither does Angela. Well, Angela Yee is off. I think Jess with a mess with the Jess. Jess is her name. She's incredibly funny. I actually follow her on social media. She's so funny. Jess is on there now. I guarantee you she probably live a little upscale. Maybe if she live in Atlanta somewhere, she probably live around black people because there's wealthy black people in Atlanta. She live anywhere else in the country, she live around number white people. So they're out of touch with what reality is, in my opinion. Not Jess, but Charlamagne is. All right, let's roll the clip so I can see them get this beat down real quick.
I can't believe I made it. Oh, my God. Good morning.
Good morning, Iris.
And these are people that listen to their show. And this is one of the big black morning shows of all time. I don't think there's anything close to this. They've been around for decades. Roll the clip.
What's your thoughts, Mama?
Okay, so first let me say I'm so happy to see a woman brought up for president, and I'm grateful for that. However, does that mean I was on the fence even with Biden running again? Because everyone talks about, let's get the black vote, and they get the black vote and nothing changes. And when I say nothing, I mean our education system. Our children are suffering in New York City public schools. And let's talk about services. My brother's paraplegic. He got hit by a drunken driver. It's very hard for him to get services. And I understand that they allow the migrants to come in, but they come in and they just overwhelm them with services. And they forget about the people that are already here. So what's going to change with that? What are they going to do with the black agenda to help our children that's struggling in New York City public schools? They're not even on the same level as other kids in other countries. And that's what my concern is. So is something going to change because Kamala's running instead of Biden? Like, help me out. We're confused here.
Well, those are all valid questions. A lot of those things you named are local issues, though.
They're not local issues. They're not local issues. The Democrat Party is consistent in everything they do on every level. So what do? They allow New York to be a sanctuary city where they allow these illegal aliens to come there. From the federal level, they allow illegal aliens to come into the country. So the federal level allowed them to come in, and the state allowed them to be in the city. That's the Democrat stronghold. Now let's change the gears real quick because the next guy is even better than her. Like, I was watching this before we recorded this, and I said, this is probably the best explanation I've ever heard. So just wait a second. I'm going to finish what I'm saying real quick, and we're going to play the second kid because I think he had the most excellent response. Let's just say we switch out in the federal government, we put a Republican in and not a Democrat. The Republican will ban these people from coming into our country and make sure they get deported so they don't make it to the sanctuary city that's run by Democrats, i.e. New York. All right, let's just say the federal government has somebody in there like Kamala Harris, but a Republican is running New York. They will eliminate New York as a sanctuary state, and also they would not give the resources in the state level. So the government don't fix the immigration policy. The Republican governor can still make it better for the American people or for the people in New York, the New Yorkers. It's really that simple. Now listen to this kid. This is the one that I said, I can't believe it. Ask Nick. I think I may even said a bad word in there somewhere. Wrote a clip.
Yeah.
Like that stuff you should be going to your local government with.
Yeah.
Hello, who's this? Hello?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's your name, bro?
My name's Callie. What's up? Good morning. How y'all doing?
Callie, good morning. What's your thoughts,
Peace,
brother?
Cali.
Hey, man, I just want to say y'all the GOAT. Y'all been helping me survive mornings for a decade now from college to work. So I just want to say that.
We old,
so
baby. Let's go.
man,
Thank you, Callie.
Or just new, but we old. Me and him be old.
Hey, man, oldness is greatness, you know?
You already
Anyway,
know.
I don't think America's ready. I don't think America's ready for a female president. You know what? I'm a black man, and I absolutely do not want another Democratic president in there. I think we should give the Republicans another try. There's a lot of agendas that the Democratic Party has kind of put into place that I don't support. I think they're destroying the black man. They're destroying the black family. I think they're ruining our country. And if you're living in New York like I am, man, this place is a financial nightmare, not to mention crime. I think if we put Trump back in there, man, it's going to be amazing. Kamala cannot do what he's going to do to bring this country back to where it needs to be. And this is not a race thing, because that's the number one thing they like to say when they talk about Trump and how he's a criminal and blah, 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 blah. I don't think any of that matters. His policies are what we need to focus on, and he's going to get us back where we need to go. Kamala is not ready.
Kamala is not ready. That's another clip. I'll play that another time. Kamala is not ready. I think the kid hit the nail on the head. They talk about all this stuff. Donald Trump is a convicted felon. Listen, he's a convicted felon. It has nothing to do with your bank account. It has nothing to do with the money in your pocket. It has nothing to do with inflation. It has nothing to do with the fact that you can't afford a lot of stuff. It has nothing to do with these illegal aliens coming into New York City, getting all the resources. It has nothing to do with that. Like, who cares? Kamala Harris has a female organs. Who cares? Who cares? Like, what does it matter if she's a woman, a man, or a turtle? If the money's, funnies, and change is a little strange, that's more important than somebody's gender and sex and social identity. None of that matters, bro, when you broke. I think people not realizing that. You can talk all you want. People say, well, Michelle Obama, if she get in there, she going to be, man, look, people were sick of Barack Obama. He got 2 terms. They were sick of it. And they went to Donald Trump. Who would be the successor of Barack Obama? Hillary Clinton. She was in his administration. She was next in line. People were sick of it. They wanted nothing to do with it. They had a chance to elect the first white female president. They went to Donald Trump. And I think Donald Trump did his thing in 2020. Let's say he didn't. People are dang sure sick of Joe Biden, because if they weren't sick of Joe Biden, he would still be running right now. He wouldn't have dropped out of the race. We wouldn't even be talking about Kamala if Joe Biden was doing such a great job. Let me tell you this real quick before I get off here. This is what's going to kill the Democrats, because they're going to push the propaganda. They're going to do all this stuff on television and lie and all this stuff. But people are going to remember that everything that they didn't like about Joe Biden is also coming with Kamala Harris. The border. Kamala Harris was the border czar. She was responsible for the border. It was a catastrophe. Inflation, all of these things, the policies are bad. Kamala was a part of that this whole time. She's not a new candidate that's coming from the depths of hell and coming up through the Democrat ranks. She was in the administration that people were disgruntled about. She was there watching Joe Biden deteriorate and lied on television and say he was okay. Said he's not going to jump out. Said they're going to stick with him. And they knew they weren't. She's a culprit. People are not going to forget that. Tulsi Gabbard ruined her career. I'm going to play that clip real quick, so those of you who are still watching. Tulsi Gabbard ruined Kamala Harris' career. Her debate eliminated Kamala Harris from the run for president. What make you think that these same people won't come out and ruin her career a second time? Or Trump used some of the talking points to ruin her career a second time? This was devastating. Wrote a clip.
Congresswoman Gabbard, you took issue with Senator Harris confronting Vice President Biden at the last debate. You called it a, quote, false accusation that Joe Biden is a racist. What's your response?
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response.
As the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform. That is why we created initiatives that were about reentering former offenders and getting them counseling. It is why, and because I know that criminal justice system is so broken, that I am an advocate for what we need to do to not only decriminalize, but legalize marijuana in the United States.
I want to bring Congresswoman Gabbard back in. Your response, ma'am?
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who are on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
I mean, I could make this video 15, 20 minutes long, but I'm not going to do that to y'all. Black people are not finna go for Kamala like they telling y'all. What they're doing is they're leveraging white people to think black people are going to go for Kamala so white people can get on board and think they have a chance if all the black people show up. Black people ain't showing up for Kamala like that. Black people are sick of it, man. They messed up with these illegals. They messed up with trying to force Joe Biden on everybody, and then they messed up a third time by having Kamala Harris, who really ain't with black culture like that. She really ain't in the culture like that. But the white people think she in the culture like that. And black people know she ain't in the culture. All right, I ain't got to say nothing else. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.